it's Kari Matthews of Prairie Quilting. Today we are going to be working on my quilt, Fun and Games. The pattern is available through my website, prairiequilting.com. And the fabric I used for this is really fun and bright. It's called Transparency Watercolors by Modern Quilt Studio for Benartex. Today we're going to be working on the game piece block right here. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and do the game piece block. And for our first step, we are going to match up each one of these. I don't know, they kind of look like a game piece when you're playing a game to me. So we're going to go ahead and match up the template with the half square triangles. And we have the dog ears hanging out here at the edge. Okay, and the templates will help you, they're the engineered corners, so they will help you line those up. And we'll just go ahead and do them all together here. I love this fabric line. It is so pretty and there's so many fun colors in this. All right, we're gonna go ahead and sew these on with a 1/4 inch seam. Some good thinking time. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna trim these off here. Just take away a little bit of bulk. And we're gonna press toward that purple. Okay, and we're trying not to distort the fabric. And a lot of times, usually when I cut my templates, I cut strips out, and then I put the long straight side on that straight edge, and it gives you that nice straight grain. That's how I cut my templates. And you have to cut less with your scissors. Okay, we have our game pieces now. So now for the green and the blue, I'm gonna take these. Okay, and we have these pieces here. Okay, so to match up I'm gonna pin these together, okay? I'm using 3 pins. So let me just give you some advice. Lay this out because I have pinned this wrong a few times. So it's best to just lay it out. So I'm gonna go ahead, lay this out, and I'm gonna fold it in half and give this edge a pinch here. Then I'm gonna fold this other half that's gonna match up with it in half, okay? And I'm going to give it a pinch as well. Okay, and I like to sew with the curved piece on the bottom. So I'm gonna turn this around, make sure I transfer the right side to the right side. Okay, here we go. And now we're gonna put a pin where those pinch marks were. And then I'm gonna take this end, and the end with the purple should meet up with the wide end, the straight edge of this template, okay? And match up this with the point, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this one over. Okay, there is the center, and then the purple goes against this straight edge here, okay? And this goes with this center right here. All right, to sew these curved pieces, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be using a stiletto, okay? So I'm gonna use my 1/4 inch seam. I'm gonna have my needle down because that will help me so I can pivot my machine when I need to, slow down, all of those things, okay? And just kind of guide my fabric so that my edges stay together, okay? And I enjoy curved piecing. There is some, I think, forgiveness in it because you're kind of easing the fabric in. So it's fun, it's color, it's making something beautiful. Okay, and I'm just kind of slowing down when I need to, try and keep those edges together. Okay, and sew off the edge. Put a couple stitches. Okay, and again, using my stiletto. I love the way curved piecing looks too. You can make so many fun designs with it. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and put the other side on, okay? Once again, lay this out, oh my goodness. I hope I get this on the first try this time. Here we go, I'm folding it in half again, okay? Finding my center, folding this side in half to find my center, okay? And we're gonna match those pinch marks up again. Okay, there we go. Put a pin in it. And move this to the point, and then the side with the purple triangle should be with that straight edge, okay? Should be on the same side because that is your outside of the block. Okay, and fold it over, pinch the edge. Fold this one over and pinch the edge. Once again, find the edge. There it is. And this edge right here. Use that stiletto to help you guide the fabric under the machine. Okay, and there we go. I think sewing is about enjoying the process, right? Okay, so we have our two sections, okay? And we're gonna go ahead. The fabric looks like it wants to go out toward the white, so I'm going to just go with that. And I'm gonna start here on the wider end and just work it. Okay, get it from the top side. And let's do this one. Okay, now be careful so you're not stretching that fabric out of shape while you're pressing it. So our next piece is we have this center. It looks like a square, but it's not quite. It has a slight curve to it, okay? So we're gonna connect these two pieces to that almost square. And this is also, actually these are the slight curves here. So I'm gonna go ahead, I don't really need to find the center, it's just so small, but I'm gonna go ahead and do an end and an end, and then I'm gonna just kind of work that fabric in around that curve, okay? Let's go ahead and get that. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna kind of get set there with a seam or a couple stitches, and then use my stiletto to you don't even hardly have to work this in because it's such a gentle curve. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna put the one end and the second, okay? And work it around. Okay, so these are going to be, these are gonna fit on either side, okay? So these ones we pressed out, we're gonna press this toward that center block so that our seams will nest. And be careful because there is a lot of bias in these curved pieces here. Okay, I have laid my block out and I'm matching up the colors according to the pattern. Really, you could mix this up and do it however you like. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sew with this curve on the bottom, and I have nested my seams. So I'm gonna go ahead and pin in there, okay? And I don't really have to find the center of this big long piece, okay? I'm gonna match up this side, put a pin in it, and I'm just so it kind of keeps it together, I'm gonna eyeball the center on this, okay? Then I'm gonna match up this side, and one in the center for this. Okay, so I'm here at the machine. I've got my needle down, and I'm gonna kind of hold it with a couple stitches and then get my stiletto ready for a lot of just relaxing, kind of curved piecing. I really do love this. And I'm pulling that center piece out just a smidge to line it up with the outside of that fabric, okay? Kind of make it through that pin and keep those edges together and ease that fabric in. Okay, so I have gotten one side on. I like to wait till the end to press, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead, put the curved side down again, and we're gonna match those seams up. Nest those seams in the center, or the almost center, right? Okay, go on the end over here. Match those up. Our engineered corners kind of make that work for us. And we're gonna give this an eyeball, kind of ease it around without stretching it. So I'm just popping a pin in there. Put a pin in this one and one more in this middle. All right, here we go. We're gonna do the same thing we just did. I like to set it with a couple stitches and start easing that fabric in. Okay, and now we're gonna go ahead and press away from the colored pieces again. Okay. And there is our game piece block. All right, the blocks are finished and ready to be assembled. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you soon for another project. Take care.